Hi friends, this is Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher. Today is Wednesday, January 1st. Happy New Year! I am back again a little sooner than I thought with kind of a planning video. In the past couple days since my regular Flosstube, I have had a little addition to my plan for the year, and I wanted to come and share that along with showing what I have in my bag to be stitching on for the month. So I will go ahead and go through what I pulled out, and then I'll talk a little bit about what my additional plan is. So the first thing I have is my blessing sampler, which I did share this on my other channel, or on my other videos. I haven't started it today yet. I was sitting down to start it and thought, everyone's being calm, let me go record some videos. So it is Stacy Nash Spring at Hollyberry Farm. Yes, it is large. Yes, I am trying to accomplish this in 1 month. We will see. If I don't, it is not the end of the world, but I wanted to challenge myself and see if I set out to do it, could I accomplish it? So it is my own challenge, but like I said, if it doesn't get done, nothing is going to happen and everything will be fine. So I am stitching it on 36 count creme brulee, which is the called for fabric, but the count is 32, but I'm doing it on 36 and I'm using all the called for colors. So this is my blessing sampler / January 1st sampler, and I will get working on that today. So that's the first thing in my bag for the month. And I'm thinking that I'm going to try to stick to what I put in there at the beginning of the month, because I do have some goals. If new things come, I might have some additions, but for the most part, I am getting busier with my kids. So I'm thinking this is going to be helpful in keeping me kind of on track and showing what I have to work on. So I'm really liking the plan so far. We'll see. All right, the next is I am stitching along with many of you and Carrie Tiger Lily Designs on Anniversaries of the Heart by Blackbird Designs this year. And we're doing a stitch along for the whole year and kind of doing the same thing / I have switched up my decision back and forth. Do I want to stitch the whole thing together? Do I want to stitch the pieces individually? And I have a piece of fabric, Vintage Light Exemplar, that a very generous friend sent to me, so I greatly appreciate it, to stitch it all as one piece. I'm going to use this fabric for them. However, I am thinking I might stitch them all separately. The reason being, the first chart, which I have nothing against, it just does not excite me, and it is not motivating me to start this. And so I'm thinking if I get started on another chart, then I might get motivated to do this later on. Or I might leave the first chart out altogether. I haven't decided. But what I did decide to do is I'm going to start in the corner as if I was stitching it as one piece, because that still is maybe an option. I don't know. I'm really, really having a hard time deciding this. Because I kind of know a place I could put this in my house, but it's going to be rather large when I'm done. And so I'm thinking, do I want to have a huge piece or do them all and have separate frames? And I could put some together, some not. So it is still probably until I go to stitch the second one, it will be I don't know what I'm doing. So I will be starting this month. I'm going to go ahead and start with number 2, which is Valentine Rose. I also have gotten in the mood to stitch Valentines, so I feel like this will kind of help give me something to stitch Valentines, accomplish my goal, which is to stitch one of these this month, and then get started on this Sal. And so this is actually the floss for this one and this one, which is the third. And so I pulled a couple other reds that I might switch to. I haven't decided that part either, but I have this to get started, like I said, on the Valentine's Rose, and that's where I am going to start. So all of that to say, I'm starting with number 2. And then if I decide after I get that one done that I want to keep going, I'll just add on. If not, I will cut that off and then I'll do the next one. But I am going to use the Vintage Light Exemplar for all of them. So, more to come on that as the Sal goes on. And I have it housed in my beautiful case from Como Stitches that she made in the Blackbird fabric. So I know this is my Blackbird Design Anniversaries of the Heart Sal. So that I need to get started. I probably won't start it today, but I will. My goal is to get the first chart stitched, which is actually number 2, by the end of the month. So that is also in my bag. I pulled this out, which this is a whip. Like I was saying, I was in the mood for Valentine's because I had watched Chantel 141, her video, and she had some Valentine. So I started this last year, actually when I had gone to visit her and Nicole Spohr. We all had like a girls' weekend in Michigan. And I started this. And this was a new release last year from Brenda. So it was part of my year with Brenda. So this is where I am. And so I'll pull this out. If I don't get to this, that's not the end of the world. I can work on this in February, but I thought I'd go ahead and maybe I could get it finished. We'll see. At least maybe some progress. I started this the other day because I was kind of not over a shepherd song, but I just wanted to work on something else for a day or so before I started my spring at Hollyberry. So I had pulled this out, and this also was going along with the Valentine's theme. This is 100 Ways by Plum Street, and I had it kitted, and it's on 32 count Bashful, which I believe is Picture This Plus. And I started this, and I am using, even though it's 32 count, I'm using 1 strand, and that's what the chart calls for. So that's how far I got. The colors are very pretty and soft. So I'll keep going on this. I mean, the most dense part is this middle part. But this also plays into my year with Plum Street and Stacy Nash. So you will see lots of Plum Street and Stacy Nash in the near future. So I have that in my bag. I'm keeping my Shepherd Song in here, which I don't know if I'll work on it anymore. I really want to get some good progress on spring at Hollyberry before I pull any of these bigger pieces back out. And this is where I am. I did show this on my Flosstube the other day. So if you've already seen it, I haven't gotten any farther. So that's where I am. And I'm using 36 count Latte by Fiber on a Whim. And I need to trim this off. trim it up a little bit. All right, I also have in my bag, this is going to stay in the bag until it's done. Now, last year, I said I wanted to get it done by the end of the year. I did not accomplish that, which again, they're just goals. I am not setting like nothing hard and fast. Floral motif sampler. I love this and I want to get this done this year. So hopefully by the end of the year, I can get this done. I'm thinking if I leave it in my bag, which is kind of like where I keep my whips, I can stitch a little each month and then get it finished. And this is where I am. So I probably should go ahead and get the black border all the way around. Then I just have to fill the motifs in. And it really doesn't take that long to do a motif. So I'm doing this on 40 count graham cracker from Wabi Sabi linen. And I love that color. So I'm putting that in my bag to hopefully get some each month done. All right, then this is like my new plan. So I also am going to, back to what I already was thinking. I was talking about on my last video, I was going to do a whip go board with my Plum Street and Stacy Nash whips. I think I'm, for now, not going to do that. I might do it in the future. We'll see. I am kind of following along with Bernadette, who is Bern Stitches. She is doing just Plum Street a focus this year. And she has every month, she has a specific Plum Street piece. And I, for the most part, going to follow along with her pieces. Most of what she's going to do, either I want to do or it's already a whip. And you'll see once I am able to record my whip parade of Plum Street, I have a lot of those as whips. And I'll link her video below where she goes through every single month and what she wants to focus on. And so, okay, so I'm, for the most part, following that. I probably will then just, as I want, pick up a whip of Stacy or Plum Street. I mean, new things will come out. And also I mentioned, I mean, I'm not just saying I'm only stitching their things, although I have a lot of their things. I mean, I have other whips and there will be other things come out from other designers that I also want to stitch on. So that's kind of my Plum Street Stacy plan. So it's just going to be, I have the whips and charts and kits, and then as I want to, I'll stitch on them. But, excuse me, but we were talking and she came up with this idea, so I am not at all taking credit for it. And I don't know if she's going to do it or not. But I said, I really like that idea. And then I got looking around and I had 25 pieces that fit this criteria. And I thought, I'm going to do this as the whip go. It will not be anything that is a large commitment, and maybe I can get some of these pieces done. So what I am doing is I have a whip go board, and I am using the Cross Stitch Planner 2025 from Lori My Crazy Life, and she has a page in here where you can make a whip go board. So everything on my board is a new start, but they are all under 100 by 100. So when I pulled them, that was my criteria, is they had to be under 100 by 100. And I went through all of my kits and I went through my charts, and most of them were already kitted, or they were kitted and I had unkitted them, so I had all the floss. So I think I have the called for all of my things. So I'm going to first show you the two that got called for whip go this month, and then I'll go through everything else that's on my board. but I just thought this was like a really good idea, and it's not that big of a commitment. I do have seasonal, oh, my thing's falling. I do have seasonal pieces on here. However, since they are small, I feel like I would be willing to work on them out of season. And then I can add in other pieces. Also, I am not saying that I have to finish them. I'm just putting the commitment of I'm going to start them. And if I get them done, great. And they're all pieces I want to stitch. So I figured, well, this will be fun. Okay, so for this month, number 20 and number 11 got called. So number 11, I put The Snowball, which is a book from Brenda Gervais. I already stitched this one, and I haven't stitched anything else from the book. So I did go and I had a piece of the called for fabric, which is Patriot's Brew, which I did not stitch this on. So I might end up restitching this at some point. Not in the immediate. I'm going to pick something else. I think I'm going to start with this Let It Snow, or this one. Got the called for floss, which is all DMC. So this is the first one, and I want to stitch this. And then my other one was Mini Moon, and this has since come out, I believe, but I have it as the kit from the Country Sampler Retreat. So it might be called like Summer Mini Moon. I don't know. This is the chart. Like I said, like I have it as a kit from Country Sampler, and it's all together. They did do a couple substitutions, but I bought it whenever, I think they had extras from the retreat because I did not go to this retreat. And it's just been sitting there, and I want to stitch it. So this is 71 by 81. So although it has like a little bit of dense-ish stitching, I think this would be a fun little small to work on. Now, I will also say for this month specifically, my main focus is the Blessing Sampler. So the other things in my bag might not get touched as much as other months, but for now, I like that plan. So that's everything that's in the bag to work on for this month. And like I said, I might have some additions if like new charts come out. Probably not this month though, because like I said, my focus is really the Blessing Sampler. Okay, so the other pieces that are in my basket, which I put them in they're all in this basket. So when the number's called, I can go and get my two pieces. Okay, so the first one is Birds of a Feather Needle Book. And so this is from Stacy Nash, obviously. This is the inside, this is the outside. From watching Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, she stitched this, and she only did the outside, and that was like one needle book, and she was going to do this as another. I am thinking of stitching the bird for one part of the needle book, like the front, and then maybe picking this flower pot as the back. So then I wouldn't stitch this, and I wouldn't stitch this one. So, well, we'll see whenever I get to it. But again, I had all called for floss, and I know I have 36 count beige. So this was sitting in my bag, or sitting in my charts that I own. All right, the next one this is called Peace, and this is in the 2013 Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it is a ornament from Blackbird Designs, and I will put a picture right here of my friend Katrina. She finished it because on this it's just the chart. So this is what it looks like finished. Let me go this way. So I want to work on that. That's another one. This is another chart that I purchased last year. This is from Samplers Not Forgotten, which you'll also see a lot of hers because I have a lot of her kits. So this, I just need to get some tin roof, which I'm pretty sure I have that. And I had all the floss. So that's another small. And like that one is 78 by 78. This, which I don't know if I have a picture of the whole thing. I am in Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and this was from their 30th anniversary. They designed a needle book. That's half of it. So the other half is the other part. Again, had the chart sitting there, haven't done it. And this is only 79 by 55. And I had the floss. And I think I might have pulled like one substitution. So if you were in Sampler Guild of the Rockies and got this, quick small piece. So that's another one. I also had bought this when I went to Shepherd's Bush. This is a small, so this is one of the pieces on my board. This was a kit I bought from Farm Girl Dry Goods. I do not know if you can buy it like this from her because she offered this to her Patreon. I had the chart House of Blue and Browns by Brenda, and then she kitted it with toweling so that you don't have to use this part. And there is a little bit of a color conversion. I think I'm going to do it that way, or I might just get a piece of linen and stitch it the way Brenda did. But this is another one. I've wanted to stitch this. And this is, well, this is 101 by 101. So it's 1 over, but I felt like that was okay. And again, it's my board. I can do whatever I want. Okay, this is 97 by 89. It is a lot of stitching, but it fits within the criteria. So I have it kitted with some 40 counts from Color and Cotton, and this is Aruba Pale. And I had the called for. I had this all kitted and ready to go already. This came as a kit. This is from last year's market. Bluebird kit. So this is on my board. All of these are on my board, I guess. This I put in the free space because it's so little. I thought, well, I'll just put it on there because it'll be real quick. This was from the Farm Girl Dry Goods Retreat in the fall, and it came as an extra with the bigger piece I got, and it came kitted. These are really little. I have wanted to stitch this, and I had this kitted, stitch all the things. Probably will do the bigger pillow, but maybe I'll do the strawberry. I haven't decided, but I have all the floss and fabric. A pink bouquet, or I'm sorry, rose bouquet kit. This is also a kit I had. Bouquet 1813 kit. Oh. Again, it came kitted, so I have everything. This I just bought. This is the Walk Through the Garden pin keep. And each one of them are under the criteria, so I might just stitch one of them, or if I feel like it, I might get all 3 of them done. This, I have wanted to stitch this piece for forever, and this fits within it, so I kitted. I already had it kitted, actually. So I have that as a piece. Then this I had bought from Country Sampler when Stacy Nash had come. I don't know when this was, a year or 2 ago, to their Christmas open house. So it came in this little bag, and it was the whole kit to stitch these, which I'm pretty sure this has been released now. And it came with this. It came with a waxer, which I didn't even know was in here. And it came with this. So I have all of this to stitch. That's another one. This was really fun to go through these last night and see what I wanted to put on this board. All right. Also, I have, this is Give Thanks Holiday Hoopla. I just need some fabric for that. Some of them that I had, this I already had kitted with the floss, but some of these that need a piece of fabric, I'll either, if I have the called for, I'll use it, or I'll just pick something from all of the fabric I have. This is a full kit from Shepherd's Bush. This was a market release a year or two ago. So like it comes with everything. Again, it fits within the criteria. This is 69 by 90, and I need to call and order the buttons from Shepherd's Bush, and then I didn't pull any of the floss yet, so I need to pull the floss for that. And then the last couple ones, Autumn Alphabet by the Scarlet House. That fits within it. This is Give Thanks Always, another kit from Shepherd's Bush. Keeper of the Pins. Again, similar to like the Snowball and the other Stacy Nash that had 3, I will just pick one, start it, and if that month it gets called, I have more time, I'll try to do some more of these. I have wanted to do these. I started them. I didn't like what I used. I just want to get them going and get them done. I have taken so many screenshots of people's finishes of this. I just need to get them done for myself. So then this is a free chart on Plum Street Samplers blog, website, whatever. It's called Oh Holy Night, and this is what it looks like. I need to get the DMC for this, which I'll probably just do the called for DMC, but I thought that would be a quick, fun one. It's Plum Street. And then I went to the Jingle Ball this year, and Stacy Nash, as part of our gingerbread house class, she was stitching this other free gingerbread. I don't want to show too much. Just like the outline of one, and I want to do that. So I put that in there as one of them. So I'm really excited about this. I have wanted to do Whip Go, but every time I think about it, I feel like I'm not going to be successful. And I know you should not think negatively, or else that is what will happen. But I felt like this idea, which again, I did not come up with it on my own, Bernadette did. I felt like I could be successful at, if I don't get the whole piece done, I could at least get a decent amount done, because they're all under 100 by 100. And for me, that's a small that I can do in 3 days. Sometimes it might take 4, but for sure under a week I could get that done. So I'm very excited about this. I'm excited for like the next month, even though I haven't even started this month's. I did go get the rest of the DMC for the Snowball, and I want to get those going because I cleaned up Christmas, decorated for winter-ish / like just neutral decor, and I have 2 pillows, and that's all. And I think I have 2 Stitching with the Housewives snowmen. Snowmen are not my favorite to stitch, although I have a lot of things that I love that are cute, mainly Brenda. I do have I have winter berries and pine. I need to get that done. That's a whip. And I also have the one it was on the freeze frame from, what is it called? It's another snowman, of course, from Brenda. They're both whips. I didn't put them in my bag. I might go pull them out if I get more done on my blessing sampler, like I said. We'll see. So hopefully I'll get things done. I know people think I get a lot done, and I do, but there's just so many things. I just want to stitch everything right now all at once. And I know that's not possible. So I hear my children screaming outside. They're playing with my husband. So I'm going to go see what's going on. And maybe start my blessing sampler in a little bit. So until the next video, I'll talk to you later. Thank you guys for joining me and seeing what my plans are for the year. And also back real quick before I go, like I said, I'm using this planner, which is from Lori, My Crazy Life. I have used in the past the Book of Days, which I love that as well. I just thought I'd give this one a try because along with the regular month, it also has some extra things within there. So I've already started trying to fill that out. And if you see, and I'll share this on my Flosstube, but I have talked about I want to get some sewing done. So I did decide this morning when I saw this picture that I am going to do the Riley Blake block challenge this year also. And I purchased this things to sew it up like this, which is with Lori Holt's new Peace and Plenty collection. So I bought all the stuff from Fat Quarter Shop to kit that up and participate. It starts on January 14th, and this is the information if you're interested. And no, I never started the swoon quilt, which I was supposed to. I probably will get that maybe going, maybe in some different fabric, or I might use the Tilda still. I don't know. I want to get that going eventually, but I thought this would be a good motivation. Once a week on Tuesday, hopefully I can sit down and at least get the block cut so I can sew it later and get some sewing done, because I really am missing sewing. So I want to make sure to add that in this year, and what better than to do it at the beginning of the year. So that is really the end, and I'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned again for some more videos I have recording coming out in the next week or so, but I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.